Hello everyone, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Today's in office is a little somber. I'm in a small town in Ohio, good old blue collar town, Ohio, and it happens to be Independence Day weekend, July 4th weekend, where most of us celebrate with fireworks and hot dogs and hamburgers and barbecues, and it's important because we're celebrating the freedom that so many people passed away before us in died for our rights. And you can see I'm wearing a shirt, GI Connections. It happens to be I'm the founder of this organization where we're connecting veterans with resources. But the whole idea is, talking about Independence Day, we mostly want to think about our military men and women that served before us, that even give us the right to hold a camera, do a video, go on social media, or do anything else we want to within reason. We slowly are losing some of our rights in America, and I hope you can pay attention to why that is exactly. But today, I'm at the cemetery. And what's so exciting, exciting about the cemetery, is these are the people that passed away, not just decades, but generations before us. We have a lot of people that served in the Civil War on these tombstones out here. And some of the tombstones, you can't even read the names anymore. We can't even know when they passed on. And we'll see some tombstones where say, John Smith died and his wife Jean. Like she don't even have a name. It was a whole different time back then. But what's so interesting is this is the history we don't hear about. We hear about the freedoms and we love the fireworks. I love the fireworks. I love the hamburgers and hot dogs, but we forget, what freedoms do we have? Independence Day is when we told the UK, the Brits, that, hey, we're no longer falling under your rule. We're going to start our own government. We're going to start our own country, which ended up being the United States of America. Started off with the 13 colonies. And the Brits back then, they wanted to control everything. And it was a whole different time. Because most of the Americans came from Europe. And they, Europeans still wanted to rule what was going on over here. And there are still countries trying to fight for their independence today that don't quite have it. Even though America's not perfect, we do have certain rights that other countries are still fighting for. So we need to respect those in the military, and despite if you are with the Disabled American Veterans, the American Legion, Veterans of Foreign Wars, AMVETS, so forth and so on, Vietnam Veterans of America, we all fought for a common purpose. And many of us had to fight and didn't quite make it through the fight. But we all had to do our little part to ensure our kids, our grandkids, our great-grandchildren can have those barbecues, can have those hamburgers and hot dogs, can even badmouth the U.S. government. I'm anti-badmouthing the government, but we do have a right to bear arms against a communist government, a socialist government, a government that's taken away our freedoms. We do have the right and the obligation to ensure that our children, grandchildren, so forth and so on, have the rights we have, or maybe even better. Because I like where I am, but I could be in a better place. Like, for instance, we fought the Brits over taxation. And the taxes in America keep going up and up and up. The incomes, some are going up, but our taxes are going up a little bit higher. And a lot of Americans are homeless today. Why is that? Taxes? High prices? Or maybe just jobs that aren't enough to actually pay their bills? Unfortunately, we live in a society today where the government is giving out all this money to let you just get by, and then we're obligated to our government. And we don't need to be that way. We need to earn our own right, our own freedoms, and do what we can do to make this world a better place. What's interesting about this particular cemetery, I don't know if you know, we had a president, Ulysses Grant, many moons ago. In fact, he's one president of 5 that we have in the great state of Ohio. But his mother, Mary, is buried here in this cemetery. And he was the president 1800s, and his mom was obviously born before he was. And we have a lot of people in the cemetery born in the 1700s, even before the Civil War. And we can look at some of the different tombstones out here. It says Private such and such, Corporal such and such, this regiment or that regiment, this brigade. And some go back to the Revolutionary War, Civil War. It's very interesting. We often forget about what do we stand for. If you happen to be a veteran, a family member of a veteran, a descendant of a veteran, please join one of our established organizations, our veterans organizations. GI Connections is one. I happen to be grateful that I'm involved with the Disabled American Veterans Department of California. I know, I'm in Ohio, but I still live in California. It gets cold here sometimes, you know. It happens to be overcast now, but and it was raining a little bit earlier, and we're expecting in the 90s this week. A lot of humidity. It's different. If you've been anywhere outside of your own state, you understand every state's almost its own culture. If you've been to California, you could say every county's its own culture, because that's kind of what it is. We live in trying times right now. And once we get off our own high horse of how great we are in the world, and we are great, but we do a lot of stupid things. Why can't we stop doing stupid things and get back to the grassroots of the Midwest, of the East Coast of the United States, and in New England, for instance, and the South, and get back to those grassroots and truly make a difference and care about our people once again, and make sure no veteran is left behind or widow of a veteran is left behind. Yeah, I mumble on sometimes, I do, but I'm passionate about certain things. And I'm passionate about fighting for our rights. I'm passionate about our veterans who aren't getting the help they need. I'm passionate about why are so many people homeless in the United States of America. Sure, we have lazy people, those who've had handouts for many, many years and don't even know how to get back into the workforce if they wanted to. I understand that, but we have so many who are, what can you say, stuck on drugs or alcohol or abuse or something else, and they don't know how to get out of their situation. We have so many programs in this country, and people still don't know who they can trust and how to get out of their own addictions. And we're all addicted to something. Make sure it's something good and positive. But realistically, even if you exercise all the time, you can overdo it and kill your body and tear down the muscle tissue that you thought you were building up there. This season, and we understand sometimes the fireworks bothers our animals, so don't throw fireworks at your animals and don't throw fireworks at people. And if you care about your pet, keep them in while all the fireworks are going off. It's going to happen. I'm 100% for the fireworks in a safe manner. And a lot of us have pets. I love our dogs and cats. Well, I love our dogs more. But keep them safe from this time. And you and I both know we're going to hear fireworks every night of the week. We're going to. And not just during the 4th of July, but New Year's and so many other celebrations going on. Make sure you're in a safe manner. In California, unfortunately, it's usually really dry out and a lot of fires, forest fires, get started real easy just because it's dry. Therefore, they regulate, maybe over-regulate in some cases, the fireworks that we can shoot off there and enjoy. But even if it's sparklers, even if you have your kids nearby and it's small fountains going spinning round and round the ground, those are exciting. Do a safe manner. And I remember as kids, we'd M80s and mailboxes and bottle rockets shoot at each other in their cars. That was fun. But I've seen a lot of people poke a hole in the eye. I've seen a lot of people burn their toe off. My grandfather used to, I don't know if they were M80s or what, had this big metal plate up against his leg and use an anvil. And he'd go, boom, and we had this big explosion. Grandma hated it because, it was really loud, scared her, definitely scared the animals. And my grandpa's legs were all black and blue at the end. He never totally healed, but he had that right and freedom to celebrate and show off in front of his grandchildren, his own kids. We don't do enough of that. We don't do enough of showing our kids, maybe not what we went through, but what our parents or grandparents went through to bring on a little bit of freedom. My grandfather worked at the railroad. A lot of my aunts and uncles worked in the steel mill. My father was in car manufacturing for General Motors for many years. We had a lot of these things going on. Most were all blue-collar workers. Even if you got your degree, you started off at the bottom learning how things worked. Too many of us don't know how things work. Too many of us don't know there's 3 forms of government. The 3 branches of government. No one person or even one group is supposed to make the laws for all of us. You and I have an obligation to find out the laws, understand the rules, and what we need to do to change them if they don't make sense. To change them legally. I'm all about the right to bear arms. I'm totally on board with that. I'm totally believe in the Second Amendment. And that's put into place so we can defend ourselves against a corrupt government. And yes, we have one. But we need to be careful what we're doing with that, not be stupid and cause more havoc and problems than we need to. But whatever it is, enjoy your fireworks. Go to a cemetery. We all have people that passed before us. I have my parents in another cemetery in Ohio I'll be visiting later on this week. And sit there and look around and read some of the tombstones and reflect and thank them, especially if they're veterans, for what they've done to help make our country just a little better place. We need to enjoy the holidays and not live in fear. We need to enjoy the holidays and ensure our kids understand the reason behind them. We need to enjoy the holidays and bring a little peace to our lives. Too many of us still live in fear about everything. And despite what's happening here or other parts of the globe or even our own family, please take time to find little peace and solitude for yourself. Because we can fight for all the freedoms in the world, but if we're all stressed, if we're always worried, if we're always, woe is me, we're missing the boat. We're missing out on what all this meant. We don't need to work 24/7 to have a good life. We need to do an honest day's work. Absolutely. Pay our bills, pay everyone we owe, take care of our families. But put a little time away. Put a little money away and spend it with your loved ones. Not everyone's going to agree with what I have to say, and that's okay. I have the right to say it. You have the right to say your piece. But understand, we had people fight for our freedoms, and some of those freedoms are slowly disappearing. Didn't happen overnight. It's taken a while, but the freedoms we got took a while to get them to begin with. Make sure you study the Constitution and find out what our forefathers wanted for all of us and the generations to come, and how we can best serve and show the appreciation for all those that passed before us. This cemetery has a lot of people born in the 17, 18, 1900s. And even though I was born after that, I hope I can leave a legacy for my own kids and my own community for them to understand. Anyways, my office is this cemetery. And I love the beach, I love the mountains, I love the ocean. I love people. learn to respect each other, and we can all live a more peaceful, joyous, happy life. With that being said, I salute all of you that served. I salute all of you that are going to serve in the future. And you don't have to join the military to serve, but to serve one another in a loving, kind way, with respect, with meaning. Thank you for all that you do here in the office with G.I. Joe Skoda. Have a great day. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.